Survivor's ready. Go!
Travis spoken.
This island is pretty much full of only two things: snakes and rats.
The fake dead grandmother could easily go down as the dirtiest thing ever to be done in this game.
I am the king, and I am back.
But I've got the $1 million check written already. I mean, I'm the winner.
The winner of the first Survivor competition is Rich.
Direct from Hobart, it's now time for the only dedicated radio show in Australia devoted to the hit TV show Survivor, bringing you the latest news and the biggest interviews from the king of reality television. It's Survivor Oz, and here's your host, Ben Waterworth.
Yes, hello everybody, welcome once again to Survivor Oz as we come to you for another exit interview, our third one of San Juan Del Sur, as we speak to the third eliminated contestant from the 29th season, John Rocker. We're about to bring John on the line for you now. I just will pre-warn you that I sound as healthy as I don't know what. I sound incredibly sick. I have been sick all week, so you'll have to forgive my rough-sounding voice and the potential for coughing halfway through any episode done today, tomorrow, or in the coming days. But we're very excited to be able to bring you another one of these exit interviews. We're getting great feedback from them so far. And of course, if you are listening to this via iTunes or Stitcher and haven't checked our website out, if you head to survivoroz.com, you can click on the link, the John Rocker exit interview, and you will be able to see a full preview of episode 4 written by our Ozlet Noah Groves, who does a great job of those every week. There you'll also be able to see hidden scenes from last week's episode, John's interview the day after on the CBS website, as well as a video preview of the episode tomorrow night. But I'm going to stop talking and bring in the person you want to hear, the third eliminated contestant from Survivor San Juan Del Sur. Please welcome to Survivor Oz, John Rocker. John, welcome to Survivor Oz.
How you guys doing today, man?
Doing very well, mate, very well. Big pleasure to have you here on the show, and no doubt for you the last week has been very interesting, very fascinating getting to grips with your exit. How's it all been, the reception from sort of family, fans, everything along those lines since your elimination?
You know, it's been fine. You know, it was something, my elimination, I didn't quite see it coming. I'm not near as big a student of the game as I probably should have been, and certainly not as big a student of the game as some of the competitors that I play the game with. But I do know enough to know over the years the athletes tend to not do very well. I think Jimmy Johnson was third one voted out a few years back. Cliff Robinson was fifth last year. Brad Culpepper, he didn't last too long either. And so I knew going in the athletes. Even the ones like me that you know, I foolishly enough thought that I would kind of fly under the radar and try to be inconspicuous and maybe succeed, which obviously you saw episode 1 lasted about 2 hours. But you know, thought that I would be able to do that, but knowing that if I didn't, would have a big fat target on my back. You know, as the athletes never tend to do well. You know, even post removed. You know, reception has been fine. I think a lot of folks on social media and even personally, they really can't understand why my tribe not doing very well in challenges voted off, you know, the only professional athlete, the only, you know, really good athlete the tribe had when we're 0 for 3 in challenges. And, you know, I always thought, and the reason I didn't play the idol, if Dale, who I think the world of Dale, I like Dale, but if Dale was sitting next to me, arguably the weakest one in challenges, we're seeking and feeling a lot of heat, a lot of pressure to win challenges. They keep a 62-year-old man who's arguably our weakest link and vote off your ex-professional athlete. I never saw that come in, which I guess that's where the term blindside comes from.
Very, very true. I mean, it's kind of been interesting the last couple of weeks getting to the bottom of what it is about Coyopa that just they can't string this win together. And given now that you're gone as well, as you're mentioning, sort of vote out the ex-professional athlete, it might make it a bit difficult. But is there just disharmony around camp? Is there just no communication? I mean, what is it, do you feel, about Coyopa that
It wasn't harmony. I mean, everybody got along pretty well. You know, they're getting back to Dale. I like Dale fine. But Dale is that, and I guess, you know, from his age and being a father and whatnot, we did have a very young tribe. I think Wes was 20 years old. Baylor, I think, is 18 or 19. Alec is like 21 or 22, and I think Dale saw himself as kind of a father figure over the tribe. He is one of those one-upper type guys, which can tend to rub people the wrong way every once in a while. You can go to Dale and say, Dale, I think it should be done, and Dale, like, I always had a better way to do everything, which rubs some folks the wrong way. But when you look at our tribe and the way it functioned in challenges, it was myself, and I turned 40 years old in 3 days, so I'm not a spring chicken, and my knees hurt, my ankles hurt, my hips hurt, my back hurts. I mean, everything I got is basically held together with spit and glue. And then you look at the other tribe. You've got John Mitch, who's 24, 25 years old, 2 years removed from being a linebacker from Michigan State. You look at Drew Christie. He's 6'5", 230, played quarterback for Georgia Southern. They're again another D1 college football school. And then you look at Jeremy. Jeremy ran track. A D1 college athlete ran track. Is only 31. And then you've got all them against me. And a lot of the challenges you've seen over the years, you will have that physical opponent, but you'll also have the mental side of things, solving puzzles, things like that. And of course, you had the one puzzle right there at the first challenge, but the other two was just straight up physical. There was no ability for a tribe that was a little bit weaker on the physical side of things to catch up with their problem solving, their puzzle solving, and things like that. It was just mano a mano. And when you've got 3 D1 college athletes that are 2 years, 3 years, 5 years removed from being a D1 college athlete, and they're competing against me and a little bitty Baylor and a 62-year-old man and Dale. I mean, just you basically know what the outcome is going to be.
Yeah, exactly. We'll first of all say to you, happy birthday for a couple of days, first of all there, John. But when it comes to now, given that you're out of the game, I mean, do you just feel that Coyopa just has simply no hope now when it comes to challenges?
Well, actually, I know what happens the next challenge, and it's going to be pretty entertaining to watch. But no, they really don't. Unless they come upon a challenge that is more intellectual, is not necessarily built on strength and speed and coordination and things like that. They really don't. And everybody left. They're all good people. We're not to take anything away from them. But when you got John Mish, who's 24, 25 years old, and still a heck of an athlete, Drew Christie as well, going against Dale and Alec and Josh, not taking anything away from those guys, but they weren't D1 college athletes, and Jeremy and John and Drew are. When it comes down, at least from the challenges that we've seen prior to, the physical side of things has really been focused upon. They're going to have a tough time going forward.
We'll see how that plays out. Now, obviously, we saw the very heated moment between you and Natalie after the challenge last week. I mean, I have to say, it looked like you were trying so hard to just bite your tongue and ignore her before you eventually started talking back. I mean, given your sporting background, you used to no doubt trash talk and things like that. I mean, was that just the bursting point where you basically started talking back to her because you couldn't hold it back any longer?
Well, it really comes down to one thing, and what I keep saying on some of these discussions is you've got 45 minutes worth of show, but you have 72 hours worth of footage. So there's a lot out there that the viewer doesn't see. And one thing that you guys, the viewers, didn't see, that unless you were actually on the island part of the challenge, no one would have seen, is the challenge, the challenge prior to the water challenge. When Natalie's tribe wins, Natalie jumps in the water, swim back to her boat, and she spends about 45 seconds to a minute swimming on her back, looking back at our tribe, just dog cussing us. I mean, the MFs, the GDs, the thick gestures, and not for 5 or 10. I mean, literally for a minute is just eating our backsides. And we're all just sitting there taking it, just thinking of ourselves, you beat us and you're going to MF us the boot? Really? So fast forward 3 days to the next challenge, and of course she's bit because her sister got voted off first, and she's getting her pal in the flesh verbally, trying to let us know that, hey, she doesn't appreciate it. So you fast forward to the next challenge, the basketball challenge. Her and John Mish sunk the last basket. So she promptly proceeds to climb on top of the apparatus that we had to crawl under, and is looking at our tribe the whole way she's walking across the apparatus. Again, the finger gestures, the MF and the GD, and the you people are a part of the female anatomy, and yada, yada, yada. And there again, it doesn't go on for 10 seconds. It goes on for a minute and a half, until she gets back to where her other tribe mates are, and then she singles me out personally. I kind of look around going, what the hell did I do, dude? I mean, wow, what? And, there comes a distinct point in time where I got two choices here. I can look like a part of the female anatomy and just sit here and take it, or I can be an ass and fire back and say something. So I chose ass over being a wimp, basically.
It was very fascinating, very interesting to hear that side of things. I've got a listener question, which I'll get to in just a moment, John, and of course I've got our word association as well. But one thing you mentioned after you got voted out, that you would have that idol as a souvenir for your mantelpiece. Is that on your mantelpiece, John? Is that a souvenir that you look at?
Production took it from me.
Ah, damn it.
They tell me I'm going to get it back after the finale, but we'll see. I'll let you know until they get it back.
We'll see how it goes. Well, just quickly before I get to the listener question, we're doing a thing called word association here, where I'm going to give you the name of each of your tribe members, and I would like you to tell me the first word that comes to your head when I say their names. And that can be anything you want here, John. I want you to completely open up here. So let's start off with the classic Nadia.
Nadia, piece of work. And I love Nadia. She's the best. I love her. I talked to her last night.
Beautiful.
She's a piece of work, though.
Beautiful. Josh.
Small shorts.
Alec.
Spicoli.
Wes.
Idiot. I'm sure you know who Spicoli is.
Look, I'm going to say I don't. You might if you refresh me.
I'm going to interview you now for a minute. What's your age?
I am 20. I am 27.
Well, you should still know. It's from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Okay.
It was one of the characters that help me here. The current actor.
It's been.
I'm sorry, this goes a little long. It's just going to have to.
It's a very long time since I've seen that movie.
Sean, it was basically the defining role that kind of brought Sean Penn to the mainstream.
Okay.
One of the first major roles. Sean Penn plays an old stoner surfer guy in this movie called Fast Times at Ridgemont High. His name was Spicoli.
Right.
So every word was, "Hey, dude, I'm so stoned," and that's Alex. So, hey, man, I'm so stoned. I got my long hair. Let's just go surfing, bro. That's Alex.
That makes sense. I get it now. Thank you very much.
Spicoli.
Wes.
Well, you guys don't know what a coon ass is, but he's a coon ass. A coon ass is someone that lives in South Louisiana. They're Cajuns. I love the coon ass, man. They're great. They just Cajun Creole. They got one of them accents. I talk about a lot of this. You can understand about every fourth word they say. The Wes was great. I like Wes. I've actually talked to Wes a couple times too.
Beautiful. Val.
Sincere.
Sincere.
I know she came up with an astronomical lie about not only having one idol, but having two. But have gotten to know Val very well the last few months and really like Val. She's just a really sincere, just a really good person.
Beautiful. Jacqueline.
Just kind of vanilla. I hate to say that, but just kind of vanilla.
Vanilla?
Sweet girl, very nice. But just, I think you could ask Jacqueline, hey, your best friend just died. And she would game face you. Hey, Jacqueline, you just won $1 million. And she would game face you. Like, give me some emotion here, man. Just very, very non-emotional, I guess would probably be a better
Okay, I see it. Dale.
Father figure.
Father figure?
He's trying to be everybody's father figure out there. And there, I like that. There was nobody on my tribe that, and then, post-show, there's no only other tribe I can just honestly say I just don't like you. But I like everybody on my tribe. I assume going into it, there'd just be 2 or 3 folks. I just can't stand the sight of you. But we really wasn't the case. I think really about everybody in the tribe. We got along well, and unfortunately the game is backstabbing and manipulation and conniving and whatnot. So it did really make it tough when it came time to who's getting voted out tonight. You're like, I really kind of like the person, but the game tells me I gotta kick somebody off. So
okay. Well, the final one I'll say Baylor. There. Do you have anything just quickly out on Baylor?
Just sweet, just a sweet young naive girl. I think she's about 18, 19ish. Just a sweet young naive girl.
Beautiful. Well, just quickly, before I let you go here, Rocker, because we're just out of time, the listener question that I do have here, Gerard Benora says, if Redemption Island was in play instead of Exile Island, would your approach to the game have changed?
Definitely so. Exile, the way it came out to be, and I think Val, the way he kind of kicked it off, is Exile being a very skeptical place. The person that comes back from Exile, everybody is like, "Whoa, what have you been up to? We haven't seen you. I'm not sure." Because when Val came back from Exile, and it starts boasting of these two idols. You picture Exile is this glorious place with idols as far as the eye can see, and for whatever reason, the individuals on my tribe saw that as a bad thing. So, I think with a chance to go to Redemption Island and come back and do it all over again and maybe get yourself back in the game, it certainly would alter your mentality about how you're going to go forward and play the game. Because Exile, you originally saw it as somewhat of a bad thing. Oh my God, I got to go here and be quarantined and no shelter. And by the way, the mosquitoes on Exile. I've lived in the woods my entire life. I've been in swamps and top of rocky mountains, and I've experienced scorpions and mosquitoes and just bugs. As far as the eye can see, I've never seen anything like Exile Island as far as the mosquito feast that went on over there. I was over there. The one time I was over there was no sleep going on. I mean, you would not go 5 to 10 seconds without a mosquito flying up your nose, in your mouth, in your ears. I mean, it just was not going to happen. And past that, Exile Island, when you came back from there, you've not had, at least a day, if not 2 days, to socialize and form alliances and, manipulate along with your alliance and things like that. But you also had an extra target on your back because, based on what Val was saying coming back, is that you had an idol in your pocket. You just did. That's what you go to Exile for. They're going to punish you by sending you to Exile, but they're going to reward you by going to Exile with allowing you to find an idol over there and come back with that idol. And the individuals I played with on my tribe, for whatever reason, saw having an idol as a bad thing. If they thought you had an idol, that automatically meant you had a target. So, Exile, it was turned out to be bad for many reasons.
Definitely changes the game completely if it's Redemption. Well, I will say, John, pleasure having you here, mate. Happy birthday, as I said, for a couple of days away, and we look forward to possibly getting you back here on the show in the future to have a bit more of an in-depth chat about your time on Survivor.
All right, so what part of Australia are you in?
I'm in Hobart, in Tasmania. Not sure if you've heard of that.
Oh yeah, well I know where Tasmania is, but I played with a number of Aussies. I played baseball with a number of Aussies. Glenn Williams, Ben Udding, Damian Moss, some still to this day, some of my dear friends. Love playing with the Aussie guys.
Fantastic. Well, it's been a lot of fun having you on the show, mate, and enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, you too, then.
There you have it, the one and only John Rocker. Very entertaining chat there, a little bit longer than the time usually permits, but I think we got everything covered there. That was quite fascinating, even to get educated there about fast times at Ridgemont High. Thanks, John Rocker. I'm going to have to go back and watch that movie again. As always, appreciate CBS and Channel 9 helping organise that for us. A lot of fun and a privilege to be able to do these this season for you. Of course, our coverage of San Juan del Sur continues this week. It's at that pointy end of the week where we bring you all the goodness of San Juan del Sur. Of course, the main one that we have going for you is our episode recap with former Survivor contestants. We're continuing on the theme of a dual recap. Now, this week we have got planned Troyzanne Robertson from One World and the winner of Survivor One World, Kim Spradlin. We are hoping that we will have both of them together to be able to do that for you this week. So stay tuned. We will post up a link for that for you to get your questions in soon. Now, I just also want to clarify quickly, when it does come to questions, and I should always point this out, we only want questions related to this season, or, their thoughts on this season, their thoughts going forward, any sort of general questions that we get about their time on Survivor, we tend to ignore just because we've sort of covered those a lot in previous interviews with them. Now, we're not trying to be mean or cruel here. We obviously love the questions that you do send in, but these are recap episodes, so we're trying to sort of get those questions just based on this season. So just a tip, if you're sort of wondering why you're sending questions and you never get them asked, that could be a reason why. So try and, if you keep it on this season, then we will try and get them forward to you there. Also, our Oz Topsy coming to you live 10:30 p.m. directly after the Australian airing. Now, as you can tell, I sound as healthy as a horse, so that's going to be a fun one tomorrow night being live. And yeah, so you can tune in 10:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Standard Savings Time. I'll try and say that again. Australian Eastern daylight savings time. It's going to my head, apparently, this sickness. You can tune in via Spreecast and, of course, download it afterwards. We had a lot of fun. Last week's Oz Tops, I think, was our longest ever, and a lot of people said it was our funniest one yet. So we will try and bring that entertainment back again. Also, we do have our power rankings that we will have for you coming up next week after the 4th episode. Sandra Diaz-Twine, the Queen of Survivor, 2-time winner from Pearl Islands and Heroes vs. Villains, and Troy Zan Robertson, of course, is joining us for that recap. He's doing those rankings, and they've been doing very, very well out there. We appreciate all your feedback on those. And again, special note out there, I will say, for interviews. Now, I'm getting a lot of questions about this, and I do have to sincerely apologise for the delay in interviews. I have 5 interviews sitting on my computer which I need to get out. I haven't had a chance to edit them, and this sounds like a very lame excuse, but I just have been flat out busy with everything that I have not been able to edit them. This is coming down to amateur podcast, folks, alright? This is how it works. So, I've got Ethan, I've got Jeremiah, I've got Cass, I've got Ruth Marie, and I do have Bryce as well, all to come out for you, and they will be coming, and they will be worth it, particularly the Cass one. I've teased you about this, but it is our longest ever, our funniest, our most revealing, you name it, it's there. So, they are coming, folks. I do have to apologise once again for the delay in these, and they will be worth it when they do come out, but we appreciate your concern when it comes to these interviews that are there. In the meantime, this has been the John Rocker Survivor Oz exit interview from San Juan del Sur. We, as always, appreciate your listenership and your support and your feedback. SurvivorOz.com is where you can go to read and check out everything. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Please rate us, leave us some feedback. Stitcher as well, rate us, leave us some feedback on there. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube. You name it, you can do it. So get out there and support us. We always appreciate it. My name has been Ben, the tribe has spoken, and we will speak to you next time on Survivor Oz on The Trains.